Welcome to your exploration of the Libra Zodiac archetype. Libra, the scales, wants balance and harmony, personified as justice in the tarot, is a masculine cardinal air sign. Libra represents harmony and equality, finding balance on the autumnal equinox each year on the first day of Libra. Libra season, when the sun begins its tour through Libra, always is marked or begins on the fall equinox, when day and night are equal. This is the sign of balance, ruled by Venus, goddess of beauty, ruling over our relationships, love, and our values, as well as our money. So Libra season is September 23rd to October 22nd. If you were born during this time, then the sun was shining its light through the constellation of Libra in our abstract tropical zodiac that's based on the Greek system. So here, Libra is a masculine cardinal sign. It is an initiatory sign, as we discussed in the Cancerian exploration, the onset of a new season. It's like the bursting out of a gate. It's a shift, and it's an initiating energy, the cardinal quality. And being masculine, it's desire or drive, motivation, or rather just its nature to find balance, is expressed through action, external action, rather than like an internal experience. So Libra, being ruled by Venus, is a very artistic sign and wants aesthetic beauty in a symmetrical way, like a harmonious type of beauty. Very easygoing, charming, being ruled by Venus, and peaceful. What ultimately the scales are working towards is mediating for peace, and Libra is therefore represented in all energy expressed in diplomacy. If you have Libra in your chart, this is where you'll be the most diplomatic and desire or work towards fairness, creating a sense of fairness and justice, but not in a sacred rebel or a revolutionary style of way like with Aquarius, but in the way of the mediator, the graceful elegance of the diplomat. So polished and very socially inclined, Libra is the sign of partnerships, and its house, the seventh house, rules over long-term committed partnerships like marriage or business, especially legal partnerships. Although the Lovers is the card of Gemini, the twins, I love the Lovers as well for Libra. Libra wants to be in relationship. It's the sign of our relationships and will sacrifice a lot to be in relationship, and will therefore often tends towards codependency and as well as indecision, endlessly oscillating between two sides, weighing the variables, but can tend towards self-sacrifice or people-pleasing, because also wanting to be socially agreeable and keep the peace. Libra energy expresses itself in this way of people-pleasing. Can also be being ruled by Venus, wanting to be flattered, not in the Leo way, but in a really socially charming and graceful way. So Libra, being an air sign, is looking at the intellectual faculties. So this is all going on at the level of the mind. Which is not to say there aren't emotions involved, but that's the primary element that we are exploring here when we're looking at the Libra energy. And of course, when the zodiac is personified through a human being, it's very complex, because we're looking at the full natal chart, not just the sun sign. So we don't want to reduce people down, as we've talked about before. But it's also fun to cosmically profile people, as long as we do so with a good spirit. I also love the Two of Cups, the cup of soulmates for Libra as well. Here we're going to pull a little bit from the only astrology book you'll ever need to enhance our experience. So Libra says, I balance. These are the dominant keywords. So anywhere in your life where you're looking for balance, whether it's in your yoga practice or in your relationships, this is where you can call upon the Libra energy. Libra is literally the scales. It's although depicted as justice in the tarot, it's not personified as a human like Virgo is, interestingly. So the pictograph of the scales, signifying balance, equilibrium, order, and justice, is in perfect equilibrium, and it was ancient Egypt's symbol for the setting sun, which was regarded as the doorway between two worlds. In symbolic terms, the glyph is a crescent moon connected to two straight lines resting above a third line. This represents emotion bounded on either side by reason. The line below symbolizes partnership. Never knew that. Interesting. I'll have to analyze that a little bit more. So, as we said, Libra is the sign of partnership and marriage on the 7th house, and across the zodiacal wheel, the 360-degree wheel, 180 degrees, the polarity of Libra is, guess, what do you think the polarity of Libra is? It's Aries, the sign of the self. So, like, my mother is an Aries. She recently said, oh, we can do this as a team. I was like, you mean you just want me to help you and take the credit? Because an Aries is not going to be a team player. There's no Aries in team. So, which is not a bad thing. Aries are ultimate manifestors, get stuff done, but it's the polarity of partnership. It's literally the oppositional force, but we can have both and more. So, not to reduce my mom down to her sun sign, but just always funny to see how this expresses itself in your daily life. And one of the great things about astrology is you can stop taking things personally, and you can cosmically objectify your life and really see things through this lens of astrology. It's like a filter to see how energy is expressing itself, and therefore kind of have a step removed from it where you can sit and observe things happening and you don't feel like it's happening to you. Rather, it's an amazing astrological cosmic experience of life, making life magical and aligning higher. So the lucky day of the week, can you guess? Libra is ruled by Venus, so what would the lucky day of the week be? Friday, and the lucky numbers are 6 and 9. Its magical birthstone is opal, which brings financial success, frees its wearer from jealousy and greed, and imparts clear insights. The special colors are blue and lavender, the colors of romance, harmony, and refinement. Its cities are Vienna, Copenhagen, Charleston, Lisbon. The countries are Burma, China, Tibet, Argentina, and Japan. And I actually don't know how they get the cities, but I bet it has to do with the astrocartography and Venus's line of where it moves across the world. We'll have to look more into that together. The flowers are rose, which I love, cosmos, and hydrangea. Trees are almond, cypress, and ash, and the metal is copper. Copper is a very healing metal. Animals ruled by Libra are the snakes and lizards, which is interesting. I wonder why that is. And the danger of Libra people is to tend to stir up ill feelings from others in situations having to do with love, because they are indecisive and sometimes make a declaration of love too easily. Librans both anger and disappoint lovers. They also have a tendency to be fickle and faithless. So as we said, Libra is so charming, easy to like, very socially elegant, and makes other people think they're the most wonderful person in the world, a born charmer, and loves art, music. Like, I feel like September 23rd to October 22nd is always when I see the most concerts and experience the most culture and get to enjoy the arts the most. It really brings out that energy. And Libra really expects this admiration. So to be the jewel in the center of any setting. I always like to think of Libra as the jewel in the zodiac, but also so too, how do you respond to and treat a jewel? You want to do so, gracefully and elegantly. If you want to know how to treat the Libras in your life, treat them like that. And they can tend to be judgmental of others by their outward appearances, so a little bit of superficial, and therefore can become easy prey for a sophisticated schemer with an affable manner, is what Joanne Woolfolk says in her book, The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need. A superb team player. You're able to meld many disparate egos into one smooth working union. Your friendships and associations bring opportunities, and your best luck comes when you pool your creative talents and intelligence with powerful individuals who open up doors for you. Superb instincts, but you don't trust your instincts enough, or Libran energy. You need, wherever Libra shows up, there can be a really strong instinct, but not trusting the intuition. Perhaps this is because it's an air sign, so it's a little bit detached from the emotional, intuitive pulse. They're sticklers for fairness. So although a cardinal sign, they're not fixed. They can be stubborn because they are fighting for justice, but in a graceful and elegant way. They resent being treated unfairly and become upset and in iniquity in the world at large. So wherever you feel like that, like you feel like there's an injustice and you need to work towards creating fairness and balance, this can be where Libra might be showing up in your natal chart. They get along really harmoniously with people who are even-tempered, particularly those who can laugh in the face of difficulties. Appreciating talents. And indeed, money has a way of slipping through your fingers if you're a Libra or with the Libran energy, because it isn't money you love, it's the things money can buy. So it can be a bit frivolous and disliking hard work. A love for beauty, good for the career in the arts, decorating the theater, and composing. It can be like that dilettante energy, avoiding the effort to need to attain it. Most of all, an idealist and a quintessential romantic, affectionate, warm-hearted, sentimental, naturally optimistic, doing everything in your power to please. Your stock and trade is charm, according to the only astrology book you'll ever need. Let us meditate on this beautiful energy of the scales, bringing your awareness to your breath, inhaling and softening the gaze as you exhale. Breathing in and balancing the exhale, breathing out in equal measure. Finding a sense of balance through the breath. Perhaps a 6-count inhale and a 6-count exhale, or whatever duration feels right for you, as long as it's balanced, equal. And bringing your body and your mind into a state of homeostasis through the power of your intention. Homeostasis is the optimum state of wellness and health, this balanced state of being, the middle path. And continuing to inhale and exhale in equal measure. Just tuning into where in your life the pendulum might be swinging towards extremes, where you might be expressing extreme behavior, maybe even to get external validation or for an excessive, obsessive passion. Just noticing how that might be detrimental over time, and seeing if you can energetically set an intention to bring any extreme behaviors that might be causing you harm into balance. Or perhaps noticing anything that's imbalanced in your life, such as a relationship that might be out of balance. And just noticing it's a natural tendency to want to come back into balance and restore balance. And in your imagination, as you continue to equally inhale and exhale, imagining what a balanced, harmonious relationship where you're co-creating together, interdependent, not codependent, would feel like. How would that feel? Just imagining what it might feel like to be in a harmonious, balanced relationship with a friend, a lover, in a committed partnership, or even work-life balance, and what that co-creative dance might look like, of reciprocity, like a figure 8, sign of infinity, just flowing, reciprocating, giving and receiving. And as you continue to sit here, reflecting on finding balance and harmony, reciprocity, and coming into a deeper homeostasis, optimum state of wellness, on the middle path, just continuing to, as long as you'd like, to reflect. Whenever you're ready in your own time, gently opening the eyes. Namaste.